Modern Warfare 3 is the 20th mainline game in the Call of Duty franchise, and its life cycle has come to an end. With Black Ops 6 a mere week and a half away, I wanted to take a look at the good things about Modern Warfare 3 and what I also believe to be the bad things about the game. We're going to start with the good because, spoiler alert, I'm not a huge fan of this game. The multiplayer's post-launch support was the best we've ever seen, with the weekly challenge system being, well, half decent. We saw weekly rewards, mainly the aftermarket parts, which is another thing I really liked about the game. It added a new level of customization to the gunsmith, with some of the aftermarket parts completely transforming the weapons. There were some useless parts, particularly some of the optics, but most were pretty good. Every season, besides the final one, brought us about 3 new maps and multiple variant maps. We got at least 3 new weapons every season, and they are extremely fun to use. New wacky modes were added as a limited time mode, like Arcade and Mutation. Sledgehammer definitely showed the game love as the year went on, and I will applaud them for that. Camos were incredible this year, and I'm not just talking about the base mastery camos that we see every year. Weapon prestige camos are gorgeous, but they take a very long time to get. I really like the one they added with Season 6. There was a seasonal camo every season, once again tying to the weekly challenges. Some camos had challenges you needed to do during certain events. There were a lot of free blueprints and even a couple free skins in the final season. Events were a great way to make people come back for more, with new ones happening almost every week. The game was not exactly lacking in things to do. I do wish some of the events lasted longer, but they were still cool nonetheless. Sniping also really felt nice this year, especially with the Moors. Now we're going to move on to the things I did not like about this game. Connectivity issues. Oh boy, we're in for a fucking doozy. Connection was horrendous on PC this year. I don't know what was going on. I guess it's just because there's too much shit in the game. I don't know. I don't understand. The packet burst issues were just everywhere. You couldn't play a single match without it. At least I couldn't. On PC, I couldn't. On PlayStation, it was fine for the most part. Every now and again, I would stutter, but not nearly as bad as I did on PC. Except for recently when I started lagging at a 10 ping. Yeah, makes a lot of sense, Sledgehammer. Moving on from the connection, which I guess this still applies because connection in this mode was probably worse than any other mode. Zombies. Zombies was just straight up ignored this year. Post-launch support for multiplayer was incredible, but the zombies post-launch was just laughable, dude. The zombies mode itself wasn't very good either. It would be fun, but it just feels like most of the time you're just trying to find something to do. And just like Vanguard when it launched, I was looking for zombies. They were not looking for me. The tier zones, whatever, were just kind of stupid. The difficulty jump from tier 1 to tier 2 feels like I'm going from round 1 to round 15 just by walking in a certain direction. You could kind of do that in Black Ops 3 on Shadows because you just shoot the Shadow Man and instantly you're on round 20. But that's not what I was doing. Tier 3 feels like I'm at round 40. Maybe it's just a skill issue on my end, man, but oh god, it just feels extreme. The way it's designed is to make you play enough so that you can spawn in with the gear you need to go straight to the tier 3 zone. On top of all of this, it's all on the Warzone map. Warzone kind of feels like a parasite, but I'm not going to talk about that because I could go on for hours about this. I wish they would have at least put the new Warzone maps into zombies, like Rebirth or hell fucking Vondel, but they couldn't do that because then you would never be able to find a match. We're gonna run back to the multiplayer side of things for a minute. War and Ground War were just straight up neglected this year. Usually they ignore these modes after maybe the 4th season, but they got ignored after the 2nd this year. War has 2 maps. 2. One map is just a bunch of reused assets from Modern Warfare 2019 and COD 4. So the game didn't launch with a single new map, which just made me feel even more justified when I called the game an expansion. I do know of the development hell this game went through, and I will give Sledgehammer props for doing what they could. This game is undeniable proof that Activision is just straight up incredibly evil, which, I mean, we already knew that, but the game should not have been marketed as a full game, and I will stand by this. Armory Unlock seemed cool when they explained it, because they explained it as like a way to bypass having to level a weapon all the way up to unlock the attachment you wanted. What they failed to tell us is that this was also the only way to unlock some weapons, perks, streaks, and field upgrades. This system made me hate this progression system, especially when the game launched, because I didn't know that wins counted as dailies in multiplayer. We're gonna move on from the multiplayer and zombie side for the most part and talk about the campaign, because it is widely considered the worst in the entire franchise. With its incredibly short length, the open combat missions being extremely underdeveloped, and the stupid story, it's not hard to see why people think that way. My gripes with the story aren't exactly exclusive to this game, they also apply to Modern Warfare 2019 and Modern Warfare 2. The writers for the games themselves and the post-launch stories either have zero communication with each other or they just don't care. Alex is revealed to be alive in a post-launch cutscene of Modern Warfare 2019 despite being inside an exploding building that he had to blow up manually. Now at the time, I didn't care too much. I was frustrated, but not nearly as frustrated when they revealed Graves was still alive after Modern Warfare 2.
Heard you died in a tank in South America.
Well, I wasn't in that tank.
Modern Warfare 3 makes this extremely bold assumption that people kept playing Modern Warfare 2 after the first season, and just reveals that Graves is alive in a very nonchalant way. He just exists. Which now presents the other major issue I have with this game's story. It is way too connected to the post-launch seasons. In order to understand why the hell Graves and Alex are here, you have to have seen the seasonal cutscenes. Let's move on to the open combat missions. These are so cool on paper, but they are absolutely horrendous. These are a large reason as to why the campaign is so short. The linear missions are all extremely short, and the open combat missions can be completed in less than 10 minutes. There is even an achievement for beating one of them in like 3 minutes. And to top it all off, a couple of them take place on Warzone maps. Even the linear missions do this, specifically the one that takes place in the Verdansk Stadium. Once again, feels like a parasite, man.
That was an improvement, but it's not hard to improve on garbage.
That's gonna do it for this video. I am sorry that it's so short and that it's a little sloppy. I've never done something like this before. Trying it out. Probably not gonna do many like this, but thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, like and subscribe. Do all the other YouTube stuff. I plan on streaming the Black Ops 6 campaign the day that comes out here on the channel. That's really all I gotta say. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you later. Peace out.